Yep. Inside, I want to kill myself. We are on an 0-7 run over the last 2 days. After tonight was just complete bullshit. So that's how I'm going to start off this show. Horrible Sunday, 1-5. I don't even know what to tell you about that. I just don't want to do this anymore. I've never seen anything like this, man. With the slump continuing, 2 straight losses, not a good day at all. 0-4. I just have not had a good season, man. What can this slump that I'm on? The slump continues. I've reached a new peak, actually. I'm gonna burn my Bruins hat, man. I don't know what is going on with the Bruins. March 8th, is that what it is? I don't even know. It's March 9th, I think. Who even knows, man? I don't know what day it is anymore. I don't even know what day it is anymore, man. Back with you after the worst day that I could possibly have. Back with you, as I always am. Until I die, at least. 0-2 yesterday, and yesterday did not go well for me. 0-5. The worst month that I've ever had in my 18 years doing this. I don't know what to even tell you about this anymore. Broke the slump yesterday as the slump just continues. The slump continues. Somebody fucking kill me, please. I don't even know what I should do at this point other than potentially end it all. What's up, everybody? It's Toad back with you. Toadstool Sports. This is the Bracketology Monday. Did I put the 10th? Oh, I meant the 9th. I gotta fix that. Yeah, whatever. It's the 10th now, but I meant this is the episode for the 9th. Zach, what's up? Yep. All right. Let's just get into it, man. We're gonna go through the updated bracketology, my bracketology, Bracketology. Hindian, what's up? I hope that means that you hinder what the Indians are trying to do. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Congratulations to the new the auto bids that were clinched today. Congratulations to I don't know which teams clinched today. The Troy Trojans. Dude, I gotta get the drop for that Trojan man. I gotta have that for tomorrow. Congratulations to the Furman Paladins. Wait, who was that? It for the auto bid clinches today? Am I missing anybody? I don't know. Let's get into the bracketology. I'll congratulate the other teams if there were any other ones that I missed that clinched today. I think it was just those 2 though. But yes, you're the only one. Tigger. Well, I mean, I don't know if there's more than one. I only know of the Winnie the Pooh one. All right. We got the updated bracketology here. I would not try to middle that. No way. Absolutely not. Look, when I go with a situation, I'm saying that situation is very strong on that team, and I think there's a very good chance that team is going to win outright if they're an underdog. I don't fucking middle shit. I don't try any of that shit. It's bullshit. You're trying to just razor thin margins. Like, it's highly unlikely you're going to fucking middle that. And again, the way that I do it, if it's a small-ish underdog, I'm pretty much saying I think that underdog is just going to win the game. Duke is the overall 1 seed still, obviously. That hasn't changed. Michigan is still the number 2 overall seed, of course. This is the 1 line. No shock here. Arizona still 3, and then Florida has moved up to the last 1 line now because UConn decided they were going to, lose their final regular season game to Marquette. So UConn has officially moved down to the 2 seed for me. They're on the 2 line. If they win the Big East and Florida takes a loss somewhere in the SEC tournament, probably prior to getting to the championship game or something, UConn might move back up to the 1 line. Pretty unlikely, I would say. Big East, not a good conference. Florida is a better team than Connecticut, even though I know Connecticut beat them early during the regular season. It was a little bit of tournament revenge. Florida also had not coalesced yet. Houston on the 2 line as well. Very good Houston team. I mean, they have taken care of business in their recent games. Illinois on the 2 line. I know they have a ton of losses. I think they just They did just escape. They did just get by Maryland, but they remain on the 2 line. The metrics really love Illinois. Michigan State did not beat Michigan the other night, so that was a pretty big win for Michigan. But Michigan State, I mean, not really harming themselves by losing to Michigan because that was expected, so they're still on the 2 line. Iowa State, who I think is clearly the best out of the 3 seeds here, they are on the 3 line. They're a very, very good team. Just they've taken some losses. I think they did correct that with a win. I forget what they won as a favorite against somebody. I don't even remember who it was against over the weekend. Nebraska remains on the 3 line. I think they're somewhat overseeded though, but they did just get that revenge win, which I gave it out as a play against Iowa. I just can't get a fucking tournament game right. 0-5. Speaking of which, I do have the Big Sky tournament on right now. That's it. It's over. Weber State just missed a 3. Gonzaga remains on the 3 line. Right now, this is assuming they are going to win the West Coast Conference. They did win the semifinal game tonight. We will see what happens. Alabama is on the 4 line. No change there. Kansas. I think Kansas, I don't know if I moved them down. I don't know what I did with Kansas. They're on the 4 line as well. I just think they're a schizo team, to be honest. Virginia also remains on the 4 line. I believe they wound up winning their final regular season game against Virginia Tech, I believe. I think it was a close game, though. Texas Tech remains on the 4 line, even though they're without JT Toppin. They did just lose at BYU, although they're winning a lot of that game. Hard to figure out what to do with Texas Tech at this point, but without him, I think, they are going to suffer the effects, and it seems like that is starting to happen. Just none of these other teams have really done enough to move up, I would say. Vandy did just beat Tennessee in revenge. That was a nice win for them. They remain on the 5, though. Arkansas beat Missouri. Really, that was a game where I think if Arkansas had lost, that would have just pretty much just helped Missouri a little bit, and Arkansas would have been basically unaffected. St. John's on the 5 line as well. North Carolina still on the 5 line, even though they're without Caleb. I almost said Caleb Williams. Caleb Wilson. North Carolina, I mean, they keep winning games that they're supposed to win, except they did lose to Duke, but that's not going to really hurt them. So they do remain on the 5 line, but I think they're going to be a prime candidate to just fucking bounce them right away. One of those 5-12 upsets. I know people overrate them, but it depends on who they're matched up against, but maybe. Tennessee, because they lost to Vandy, they fall to the 6. They're going to be a really underseeded team, I think, Tennessee. That's a good Tennessee team, man. Wisconsin also on the 6. They just got another good win against Purdue. So whoever that was in here that was not happy about Wisconsin on the 6, well, there's a chance they might work their way onto a 5 seed, man. Wisconsin's got a win over Michigan. That win over Purdue is good. I think they beat Illinois, too. Wisconsin, definitely a good team. And they did that to Purdue without Noah Winter as well. I think he will be back, though, would be my guess, because it seemed like he avoided serious injury. We'll see what happens in the Big Ten tournament. Louisville on the 6 line as well. Again, almost impossible to seed Louisville. They seem to beat bad teams and lose to good teams. So what do you do with a team like that? BYU also on the 6 line, struggling without Richie Saunders. Of course, they did get the big win over Texas Tech, though. So can't really drop them for that. In fact, I think I had to move them up a little bit. Yeah, well, you should stop bullshitting. I don't know, man. I mean, do what you want to do, but I'm giving out exactly what my plays are on the show, and it does not involve middles. It involves me telling you what I think about these situations and trying to go with just the strongest situations. Happy birthday, Indian. Charles, what's up? Yes, happy birthday. March 10th is your birthday? All right. Kentucky on the 7 line. Another team it's kind of hard to figure out what to do with. I think did they just lose to, who did they just lose to? I don't even know. Maybe they won. I don't even know what Kentucky did in the last game, to be honest. But they remain on the 7 line. St. Mary's is on the 7. I don't know if a loss to Santa Clara, if they lose, I don't know if that's going to affect them very much. Maybe they'd move down a seed line. I don't know. We'll figure it out if and when it happens. I think they're going to be in regardless, though. Miami, Florida on the 7 line, not Miami, Ohio. Villanova on the 7 line as well. Really, two teams that are just doing kind of what they're supposed to do, unaffected. Georgia is on the 8 line. They've pretty much worked their way back in. They just had a nice win over, well, they beat Alabama, and then I forget what they did after that, but Georgia's pretty solidly in at this point. UCLA, after that win over Nebraska, and then didn't falter after that. They beat USC, I think, to end the season. I mean, I don't know. UCLA, I mean, they can't seem to win outside of the Pacific time zone, but we'll see where they get located in the tournament, but they will be in. I got them as an 8 seed. Clemson on the 8 line as well. They did escape against Georgia Tech, a winner that I gave out on the show with Georgia Tech covering. Utah State have them as the Mountain West winner still, even though I think there's a very good chance they do not win that conference tournament. They will get an at-large bid most likely anyway. They're on the 8 right now. Iowa dropped to the 9 after the loss to Nebraska, but you can't really drop them too much for that. They should get in as long as they don't really screw up in the Big Ten tournament. St. Louis is on the 9 line. They lost, I believe they lost again to George Mason really bad. St. Louis is kind of in trouble right now, man. They need to make sure that they got to at least get to the A-10 championship, man, or they might be fucked, which is stupid because they've been ranked all year. They've had a really good offense. We don't want to see Kareem Abdul-Jabbar miss the fucking tournament again when they've been a lock to make the tournament all season. It's ridiculous. TCU on the 9 line as well. They've been playing some good basketball as of late. I think they're very, very safe, actually, this one. I think Ohio State is very safe as well. Couple of good wins to end the season for them. They're in, I would say. Texas A&M on the 10 line. And then we have the last 4 in for me right now are NC State, who keeps hurting themselves, even though they still remain in. UCF, who I think is one of the worst teams on the bubble, but they are in based on their resume still. Missouri, who really could have helped themselves with that if they'd beaten Arkansas. They probably should have. Bad coaching at the end of that game. Very close game, but they should get in, I think. And then Texas, who I think should be in as well, especially based on their metrics. But Texas, bad loss to Oklahoma, man. So they are the last team in the these are the last 4 buys, I should say. Yeah, good luck with that, trying to get that razor-thin margin. Santa Clara is going to win outright. I don't know what's happening right now. I think it's Hindian's birthday. Is that right? I don't know. Then the last 4 in the Dayton play-in round, I have Santa Clara, which I don't know if they're going to win. If they win tonight, they might put themselves more solidly in. Miami, Ohio, just to piss everybody off, I'm sending them to Dayton. Because I don't think they're going to get left out of the tournament, but they're like the 90th best team according to Ken Pom. I mean, come on, man. Then I have VCU in now. VCU, I think they have a nice path in the A-10 tournament right now, even though St. Louis has slightly better odds to win it. I would not be shocked if VCU won that tournament. I think we're going to see VCU get in, to be honest. They're pretty good. Their metrics are actually pretty good. I think they probably should be in. They have not done well specifically against St. Louis, though, even though they should have won that second game against them. I'm pissed because I had a play on them, and they couldn't even cover. And then SMU, I think SMU should get the fuck out. Like, they're not good. I don't know what else to say about it. I think they're one of the best, 3-point shooting teams or whatever in the ACC, but they suck. Their defense sucks. They keep losing. They're working their way out of the tournament, but I do have them as the last team in. First 4 out are Indiana, who, Indiana keeps losing to teams that are better than them, but Indiana is missing all these opportunities to help themselves. You know what I mean? They play Purdue. Nope, they lose. They play whatever. Illinois, I think they lose. They just played Ohio State at Ohio State. Ohio State better than they are too. Indiana loses again. You know what I mean? They just can't get a win, even though they're losing games they're expected to lose. Stanford has played themselves onto the bubble. They're the next in the first 4 out right now, even though I don't think they're really good at all either. Obviously, you know me, I think based on the metrics, Auburn is like a top 40 team. I think they should be in, but they're in the first 4 out. Virginia Tech also is, mostly because these other teams just keep not doing themselves any favors. Next four out are New Mexico, San Diego State, Cincinnati, and Seton Hall. There are a couple other teams that are kind of there, like right off of the next four out. I would probably have Oklahoma and like West Virginia. Like those two teams are in consideration, I think, as well. But we'll see. This is a large bubble this year, man, and there might be some bid steals that are going to fuck up the bubble. All right. Then we have the auto bids. Some of these conferences are finished, some are not. American, I still have South Florida winning that and getting an 11 seed. They'd be pretty dangerous, man. They're a good team. It should be either them or Tulsa, but again, we will see. America East, UMBC is like the outright favorite to win it. I would expect it's either them or Vermont, but whoever wins it, it's not going to matter. That conference is ass. The winner is probably going to be a 16. Hey, UMBC is a 16, man. They can upset a 1. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. People are going to, dude, because it's UMBC, if they're a 16 seed, people are going to pick them. It's like, yeah, we're not looking at a 1 seed Virginia here this time, man. No, there's no way that happens this year. And the 1 seeds are like better than ever now, which I'll talk about when we get to the bracket. Just with the new transfer situation, NIL and whatever, the upper echelon teams are like better than ever before. So you're going to see like fewer upsets probably than ever before. And the whole tournament is being weakened because these conference tournaments are eliminating some of the better teams like Belmont. Although Northern Iowa's fine. I mean, they're pretty solid. But anyway, I do have St. Louis winning the A10 still on the 9 line now. It's going to be very questionable whether they get an at-large or not at this point if they don't win that tournament. I think they will if they get to the conference final and lose to like VCU, which is definitely a possibility. We will see. Duke winning the ACC, obviously. They're the 1 overall seed, and they're a huge favorite to win the entire ACC tournament, even though Duke, at this point, I don't even know what their motivation is going to be. I guess maintaining the overall 1 seed. I don't know how much that's really going to matter, though, as long as they get to choose their region still. The A-Sun Queens did win it, so I have them on the 15 line. I mean, a couple of teams in that conference a little bit better than they were. But I think whoever won it was probably pretty much going to be on the 15. Arizona winning the Big 12 for now and being a 1 seed. We'll see what happens in that tournament. They do look like they're possibly beatable, though, as I talked about earlier today. Connecticut is the favorite to still win the Big East. They're on the 2 line for me right now. Likely it's either going to be them or St. John's, but I showed you that St. John's is kind of in a mess on their side of their bracket there. I think Connecticut has an easier path. And they probably will actually be motivated to try to get a 1 seed again. The Big Sky is a complete disaster at this point. So I think the Big Sky, I think we're down to, what are we down to in the Big Sky now? We have 4 teams left: Portland State, Montana, Eastern Washington, and who the fuck else? I don't fucking know. Who else? Oh, Idaho. Idaho is actually not that bad, man. I'm giving it to Portland State right now, but that Big Sky is a fucking mess. They're getting a 14 seed if that's what happens, but I don't know. I mean, not a whole lot else to say about that. High Point did win the Big South, so they are in. I'm giving them a 13 seed. They were the best team in that conference. Big Ten, Michigan, I have as the winner of that right now, getting the number 2 overall 1 seed there for now. They could be vulnerable in that tournament, though, because they're probably locked into a 1 seed as long as they get a couple of wins in that tournament. Big West keeps kind of changing, man. I'm giving it to UC Irvine right now, even though I think Hawaii kind of has a softer side of the bracket, but as I talked about last night, I think. But Irvine has the best odds right now in that conference, so that's what I'm going with. They're getting a 13 seed, but the Big West, it could be a lot of different teams. It could be Irvine, could be Hawaii for sure. UC San Diego should not be counted out there. I think those are probably the 3 best teams there. Could even be one of the other teams, although less likely, I would say. Colonial is down to just Hofstra versus Monmouth in the final tomorrow now. Hofstra kind of escaped Towson today. I think Hofstra is the better of those 2 teams, so they will be the favorite in that. So I am giving it to Hofstra, and they're getting a 13 seed. Finally, Hofstra might actually make the tournament when they are actually the highest power-rated team in that conference. Conference USA, probably should either wind up being Sam Houston or Liberty. Right now, Sam Houston gets it for me. They're a 14 seed. They have the best odds to win it, slightly, believe it or not. Although I showed you the bracket structure, and I think Liberty has, a path that's not that bad there, but we'll see, man. I just don't really trust Liberty either, so I think Sam Houston a little bit more balanced there. The Horizon, stupidly, is now down to the final, which I think is going to be tomorrow, is Wright State and Detroit Mercy. Dude, fuck Detroit Mercy. I'm so fucking pissed. Robert Morris had that game in hand, and they fucking blew it. They were up 6 with like 10 minutes to go, and then they let Wright State basically get a kill shot against them, or a pseudo kill shot, a 14-4 run. I'm fucking pissed as fuck. Detroit Mercy is still complete ass, but I have Wright State is clearly going to be the favorite in that game. I have them getting the 14 seed, a 14 seed. Ivy, I have Yale winning it for now, getting a 12 seed. They are the favorite to win it, but again, they get kind of screwed because they have to play Cornell right away in Ithaca at Cornell. Yale is good enough that they should be able to do it anyway, but we'll see. The MAAC final is, I don't know when it's happening, but it's between Merrimack and Siena. I think that's a toss-up type of game, man. It's really close. I think Merrimack is the small favorite, so I am giving it to Merrimack now. And because of how bad some of these other teams are, they've moved up to a 15 seed. But I would not be shocked if Siena beat them, though. Siena's a pretty solid team. The MAC, as you know, I have Akron winning it. They are the favorite, and money keeps pouring it on Akron. They're up to like minus 145 now to win the MAC. I'm giving them a 12 seed. We'll see what happens, man. It seems highly likely it's going to be Akron versus Miami, Ohio in the conference championship there. Probably going to be one of those two teams. The MEAC, as I showed you, Howard is a massive favorite to win it. That conference is awful, and Howard is the only team in that conference that's better than awful, and the rest of the conference is just so bad that Howard is a massive favorite against all of them. Howard getting a 16 play-in game from me here. Missouri Valley, Northern Iowa did win the conference. They're a very good defense, man. They are the second best team in that conference at this point, I would say. They get a 12 seed from me. Definitely a solid team. Mountain West, like I said, I have Utah State winning it right now and getting an 8 seed, but they're going to be challenged, man. You got Utah State, San Diego State, New Mexico, Grand Canyon, Boise. Like, all those teams could potentially win that conference, man. Could even be one of the teams below those teams, too. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting tournament there. Pretty competitive tournament. Long Island has already clinched the Northeast Conference bid, which we're going to talk about that. I'm going to give you guys a play. I'll just tell you right now, Mercyhurst, they're going to be an underdog in that conference final. We're going to play Mercyhurst in that one. I don't know when that game is. It might be tomorrow or the day after, but it's going to be one of those situations where Long Island has nothing to play for other than putting their name on that banner. You know what I mean? And they're going to be a favorite. They're already in the tournament because Mercyhurst is still in transition and not eligible. So we're going to play Mercyhurst in that game, man, because it's going to be their last game of the season. Long Island's already looking ahead to playing in the tournament. So Mercyhurst as an underdog, it's going to be a play. And we're finally going to get a conference tournament game right. How about that? Long Island is getting a 16 play-in game for me here. Tennessee State already won the Ohio Valley. They are in as a 15 seed from me here right now. Patriot League, I mean, you got to be fucking kidding me. With Navy, with their clock operator. On their home floor, the clock operator fucking fucked them. If you saw that. They stopped the clock for like 4 seconds, dude. BU would not have gotten that shot off. Now the Patriot League comes down to BU and Lehigh. And I know Lehigh's at home. BU is the better team, though. I mean, I don't know if Lehigh's going to be favored in that game or not just because they're at home. Lehigh is an absolute ass team. Like, they're not even close to the second best team in that conference. So I am giving it to BU right now. We're going Boston, baby. And then, let me see. BU gets a 16 play-in for me here. Gets the very last team in. Dude, whoever wins that game, BU or Lehigh, they're literally going to be the worst team in the entire field unless unless another extremely bad team wins one of these remaining conferences here. That's how bad those teams are. It should have been Navy. Navy would have been a 14 seed, and they would have potentially given, dude, I was waiting for Navy versus Nebraska. Like, that matchup, I think, would have actually suited Navy pretty well to at least cover. But it's not going to happen now because of bullshit. So there you go. Florida, I have winning the SEC. We'll see what happens in that tournament, but they are getting, oh, whoops. Actually, I got to edit this. I got to asterisk them, man, because I have them as the conference winner there. My mistake. But yes, we will have Florida getting the 1 seed there. I'll update that. Furman won the Southern Conference, the SoCon tonight. Horrible conference, dude. I had East Tennessee potentially being a 14 seed out of that conference. I think they might have, dropped a little bit too, but Furman gets a 16 seed from me. Furman is playing good basketball right now, man. I know they're only like a 2-point underdog in that game tonight, so I don't know, but I have them as a 16 seed. Because of the history of that conference, maybe they'll wind up on the 15 line or something, but they're really not very good. Southland, I have McNeese winning it. It's going to be them or Stephen F. Austin, highly likely. We'll see. Those teams get into the fray tomorrow, I think, but I have them getting a 12 seed. SWAC, I have Bethune-Cookman winning it and getting a 16 seed play in there. Grambling had the easy win to advance tonight in that conference tournament against the hapless Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils. There was an upset in the other game, though. Alabama State went down as a decent-sized favorite, so I was kind of surprised about that. But I do have Bethune-Cookman winning that and getting a 16 play in. North Dakota State won the Summit last night, so they are in and getting a 14 seed from me. Really, they're the second best team in that conference behind St. Thomas, unfortunately, but not a huge gap between those two teams. Troy won the Sun Belt tonight. They're getting a 15 seed in my bracket right now. Just not an impressive conference overall, man. Even though Troy, I would say I think they're the second best team in that conference behind Arkansas State, who wound up as the 7th seed. But I told you, dude, I told you this morning, Georgia Southern, fraudulent team. I told you they were going to just run out of steam playing a 6th game in 6 nights and being an overrated team to begin with. I told you Troy getting a game under their belt last night, under their Sun Belt, having played, they weren't going to have to come into this game cold. Yeah, Troy had no problem in that game. Easy win for Troy. West Coast Conference, like I said, I have Gonzaga still winning it. That conference final will, I think they actually wait until the weekend to play it, so I don't know. I think they give them some rest. But yes, I do have them winning it for now. They'll be a favorite. Gonzaga, by the way, I haven't talked about it, but Braden Huff, I think is his name. He's one of their best players. He's been out for a while now, and Gonzaga is a lot better with him in the lineup, so that's going to be an interesting case too. I don't know if he's coming back or not, so we'll see there. And then the WAC, as Utah Valley, seems like they've been able to win that injunction, or at least the injunction is active such that they get to play in the WAC tournament right now. So they're in it, and I have them winning it and getting a 13 seed right now. And that's going to do it, man. That's the bracketology. Let's compare it to Joe Lunardi quickly here. Lunardi actually updated his on Monday for once as well. He agrees with me as Duke being the overall 1 seed. He's got Michigan. He's got Duke in the East, Michigan in the Midwest. His other ones, all the ones are the same for us. He's got Arizona going out west and Florida getting the south region there. So he agrees with me on all that. I don't usually go into that much detail with his, number 2 seeds and whatever. It looks like I think he has all the same 2s as well. So we're very much in alignment here. I didn't look at his before I did this either. He does have a difference. He has Alabama 3. I have them 4. So we have a little bit of a difference there. I think Gonzaga is his 4, where I have them as a 3. But, yeah, I mean, not a huge difference there. He does have Furman as a 16, like I do. So we're definitely quite in alignment here. His last 4 buys are NC State, Missouri, Texas, and UCF. And mine are NC State, Missouri, Texas, and UCF. So we have the exact same last 4 buys. His last 4 in are Santa Clara, SMU, VCU, and Auburn. Mine are 3 of those, but I have Miami, Ohio getting the last one. And so we're almost exactly the same, but he has Auburn getting that last spot in. I kind of hope it happens, but the reason why he has that extra space there is because he has Miami, Ohio winning the conference, so he doesn't have Akron in at all. So we differ there. So he has Miami, Ohio getting that. I basically have a bid steal here at this point with Akron, so that's why there's one fewer spot there. But I don't have Auburn as my next team out right now either. I have them below Indiana and Stanford and above Virginia Tech. He's very similar to me. He's got New Mexico, Cincinnati. Oh, yeah, Cal. I forgot to even mention them. His first four out are Indiana, Virginia Tech, Stanford, and New Mexico. Mine are pretty similar to that. But I have Auburn in that mix there, and he has Auburn in the tournament. I have them out, but the team that I have in that he doesn't is Akron, because I have them getting the MAC auto bid. So, and then his next four out are Cincinnati, Cal, Oklahoma, and San Diego State. So we differ a little bit on those. Cal would be like my next one out after the other two that I mentioned. So I don't have them that close right now, but we will see, man. I think that's going to do it. He's got 11 SEC teams in, which is absolutely nuts, but it might happen. They're going to get at least 10, I think. So that's going to do it. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. Happy birthday, Hindian. Learn to Toad on Twitter. Check it out. Subscribe. Learn to Toad on Instagram. Like, subscribe, give me replies on the channel here, man. Let's get more subscribers here. We got to do it. Throw it around. Tell everybody about it, man. Listen on audio, review on audio, Apple, Spotify. That all helps me out as well. Covered in Uke is my Uke channel on YouTube. You can check that out as well. Patreon.com/LearnToToad, where I don't really fulfill enough requests. I mean, dude, like, how many requests do you expect me to do for every single person? You know what I mean? I'll pick and choose, and I'll do the sporadic ones. Charles is more chill about it than some of the other people in there. I'll tell you that. So thank you, Charles. But yes, patreon.com/LearnToToad. You can check it out. And then Losercast will be back with a new episode tomorrow as well, 10 p.m. Eastern. That's going to do it, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. I'll be back in the morning, and we will have more plays that I'm going to give out probably between college basketball, conference stuff, and NBA and NHL. We'll see what we got tomorrow. Haven't really looked yet, but that's going to do it for now. Peace.